Hello, dear colleagues. The topic of our study is Smart System of Open Science in Teachers' Education. In the condition of globalization, European integration, and acceleration, digital transformation of many spheres of human activity, there is a need to create a competitive educational sphere in Ukraine. Formation of modern human competencies and qualifications, increase the level of accessibility and quality of education. Solving the problems of the introduction of cloud-based system of open science in educational institutions is an essential prerequisite of training specialists capable of appropriate, scientifically sound application of emergent ICT in their future educational and scientific activity. Analysis of recent research, the problem of design and use of the cloud-based services and technologies of open science in educational institutions are among the top in the field of digitalization. To find out which learning platforms are used in Ukrainian institutions of pedagogical education and whether there are adaptive ones, we conducted a survey where representatives of 31 Ukrainian institutions took part, 16 pedagogical universities and 15 institutes of postgraduate pedagogical education, 2018-29. Taking into account the adaptability indicators, we established that currently none of the survived Ukrainian institutions used adaptive platform. We consider the following reasons why Ukrainian institutions of pedagogical education do not use adaptive system. No localization, only English content and technical support, the potential for bugs, failures as adaptive platforms are difficult to implement, so to test them flawlessly is almost impossible. The cost, which is rather high for certain individuals, including teachers. There are currently 2 free adaptive platforms, trial versions only. The purpose of the research is to consider the concept of smart system of open science in the context of teachers' education, to evaluate the state of the art on the problem of elaboration in Ukraine and foreign educational spaces, and consider the possible methods, forms, and recommendations for educators on using smart systems of open science in personalized learning implementation. Based on the analysis of research trends in education, key concepts of investigation and interpretations of the basic terms were defined. The cloud-based learning and research platform, the cloud-oriented methodological system, a smart system of open science, big data, fire data. In 2021, a planned research methodology of using cloud-based system of open science in educational institutions has been started in the Institute for Digitalization of Educational of National Academy Science of Ukraine, devoted to the issue related to the digitalization of open science. For this purposes, the special training courses and appropriate learning methods were elaborated and implemented at different levels. The expected result was intended at expanding access to cloud services to support learning, increasing the level of organization of the educational process, in particular, the research component, increasing the level of ICT competence of learners. Among the areas of smart system of open science, introduction for teachers training, there are such as to support individual and collaborative forms of learning activities in the classroom and also in the extra classroom using the services of the public cloud-based platform for educational purposes. For example, Microsoft Office 365, Microsoft Teams, G Suite for education, FaceTime, Google Duo, Hangouts, and others. To include the cloud services of open science, in particular the services of European Open Science Cloud, into the process of teachers training and professional development in educational universities and postgraduate training. To create the smart system of open science in educational universities, including facilities and services of scientific educational information networks, cloud databases and data collections, cloud-based office software applications, specialized software training tools, as well as ELSC services. To introduce and implement specially designed and tested cloud-based methodological system into the process of educational personnel training at different levels. Conclusions. One of the main conditions for improving the quality of training of scientific personnel, increasing the level of their professional competences, wide use the innovative pedagogical technologies, expanding the sphere of research approach in teaching is the introduction of smart open science system in pedagogical and postgraduate pedagogical education. As a consequence, the introduction of open science norms in Ukraine should lead the greater exchange, contentability, reproducibility, and reliability of scientific materials and affects the learning process as a whole. The introduction of cloud platforms and services in the educational process leads the emergence and development of forms of organization of educational and research focused on joint educational activities, creating more opportunities for educational and research projects. Prospects for future research are the study of tools and services for the formation of cloud-based open science system in educational institutions, justification and development of methodological system use of cloud-based open science system in the educational process of higher pedagogical, postgraduate pedagogical educational institutions, providing guidelines for teachers training. Thank you for attention. Do you have any questions?